Array stored so many elements one by one, and you all know that the array first location is to be mentioned, but the other element we don't know the locations. We have to find it out. That's why we have some formula so that we can find it out the particular location easily, and we have to study what is that formula, how we are going to find it out. And see, first of all, I'm focusing on array as data structure. First of all, what is data structure? Actually, the way of representing each and every element in memory, that is data structure. An array is a linear data structure. Actually, why linear? It is stored in a sequence, one by one, in one row. That's why it is linear data structure, which store memory in a sequential order. Sequential means one by one in a sequence. We are standing in a line, in a sequence we are standing. And we can say in queue, that is sequential order. That is linear data structure. An array always store bytes according to the data stored in it. Depends on bytes. Means if you are creating array of integer data type, means one integer store 4 bytes, and you are having 10 integers, means 4 into 10 means 40 bytes. That's why I'd written each and every data type store how many bytes. And see, array address calculation, if I am focusing on, see the first point. To manage memory efficiently and accessing data properly from an array, it must it is must to know the physical address of that element. Why it is must to know? So that we can access that element as fast as we can, and we are getting the result properly. And you have to remember that in memory, whenever we are having array, it is placed in row only. Either it is single dimensional or double dimensional or multi-dimensional, anything is stored in row wise only. But some sort of position they are having, some sort of address they are having, and different kinds of elements they are having. But in our course, we are going to study only two dimensions, that is single and double. But the paper concentrate on double dimensional array address calculation. But I'm telling you single dimensional also. Actually, you have to know both the things together. See, single dimensional array. If array name is ARR, then we have to find it out the address of ARRI, which we have to calculate. And what is the formula of ARRI? We have to calculate address of ARRI. Means I is the location. For example, we have to find address of ARR fifth location. That element is stored in which address? We have to find it out. Then we have some formula for that. Address is equals to base address, means the starting location of array, plus w is a width, means if it is an integer array, then width is 4. The number of byte an element store. I is a location which we have to find it out, means ARR fifth location I told you, then I is 5. And L is the lowest index. Normally for us lowest index is 0, because array always starts from 0. That's why for us lowest index is 0. Till the question is not going to change it. That till that time lowest location is 0 only. If our question says our array starts from fifth location, then our lowest index is fifth location. If our question says it starts from 10th location, then our lowest index is 10th location. It depends on question. If it is not given, then the lowest index is 0. If it is given, then you have to take that value only. I is the index which we are going to find it out of the position. Address of a particular position, that position is I. And sometime array is written in different format. See the last line. If array is mentioned as ARR minus 5 to 12, means the location is changed. The lowest index is minus 5. The highest index means the lower bound is minus 5. The upper bound is 12. Means the last location is 12. The first location is minus 5. Then our lowest index is minus 5, means lower bound. These things you have to remember. You have to find it out where it is written, what you have to put in the formula. You have to find it out. And see, for example, if I am taking a single dimensional array, A contains 20 float numbers, 20 elements we are having, but of float type, means float stores 4 bytes. And if the base address of array is 1000, then we have to find it out the address of 12th element. And see, I'd written the solution where the given, where we are having b is equals to 1000. B is our base address. I is a location where what we are going to find it out. We are going to find 12th location. 12th element means 12th is a location for us. Means I is 12. Array is a float data type. That's why width is 4. Lowest index is not given. That's why by default we are having 0. We have to put all these things in our formula. See, I had written, I am going to find it out 12th element address. In the formula, I am going to put base address in place of base. I had written 1000. W means 4. I means 12. L means 0. And then I am going to find it out the location of 812, and I am getting 1048 as answer. See, it is the simplest thing. It is just a simple numerical. You have to judge the given values and then you have to put in the formula. See, if I'm talking about double dimensional array, then for us, double dimensional array is a combination of rows and columns, and it look like matrix for us. See the right hand side diagram I created. For us, a double dimensional array look like this. It's a combination of rows and combination of columns. Means presently I had created 3 cross 4 matrix, but something is different with the memory. In memory, it doesn't store in this format. It always store in row format. It always store elements row wise. Either you are going to pick element column wise or row wise, it doesn't matter, but memory store every element row wise only. See the second point. Double dimensional array look like matrix, combination of rows and columns. I told you, but it is arranged in row wise only. See how? If I am talking about row wise, means presently we are having 3 rows of 4 columns. See, that's why I had written 1, 2, 3, 4 first row, then 5, 6, 7, 8 second row, then 9, 10, 11, 12 third row in a same line. Means in memory, if we are storing element row wise, then it is a given order. See, 1 by 1, 1 to 12 elements stored in a row. Then if I'm talking about column, then we have 4 column combination of 3 element, 4 columns. That's why the 3 elements, how we are going to store. See, the first column 159 in a single row, the column wise arrangement. See, match both the matrix as well as the row. Column wise, first column we are having 159. That's why I stored in one row only, 159. Then our second column stored 2, 6, 10. In see the column wise arrangement, 2, 6, 10 in one line only. Then we have 3, 7, 11 in matrix. 3, 7, 11 is stored in row only. Then we have 4, 8, 12. Then we are going to store it in row only, 4, 8, 12. Now you are familiar with the row wise and column wise arrangement. And we have different formulas for both of them. See the formula. For row major orientation, or we can say for row major order, or we can say for row major wise, we are having a formula to find it out a particular location. What location we have to find it out? Location is a combination of row and column. Means I is row, j is column. We have to find, if I'm talking about, I have to find the address of a third row, fourth column. Means I is third and j is fourth. And see the formula. Aij is equals to b plus w in a bracket n I minus r0. R0 is the first location of row and c0 is the first location of column. And I and j both are the index what we are going to find it out, the address of a particular element. I and j are the index of that element. N is number of column, m is number of row, w is width in size, means bytes, b is base address, and the formula I had written, I'm talking afterwards, I'm going to explain the formula what is placed for row and column. UR minus LR plus 1 and UC minus LC plus 1. I'm going to talk later about it. First of all, the few things you have to keep in mind, that is base address. Every double dimensional array have a base address. And when we are talking about base address, you have to remember that array first location is the base address. For us, our array always starts from 0, 0. Then it moving further with 0, 1. Then 0, 2. In that way. 0, 0 is our first location. Means base address is our first location address. You all know M and N both are rows and columns, because I'll told you that matrix is a combination of rows and columns. M is row, N is column. Always the location CR0, C0, the lowest index always starts from 0. I told you 0, 0, then 0, 1, then 0, 2. Means 0, 0 is the first location, the lowest index. That's why R0 is by default 0. C0 is by default 0. And you have to place this in your formula. Each and everything you have to find it from the question. Then you have to place all these values in your formula and then you have to find it out. If you are not able to understand, when we are going to have our questions, then you are going to understand it properly. And now I'm moving further. In column major order and in row major order, the basic difference is, see, M and N. Formula is same for both of them. The difference is M and N. See the placement of M and N. In row, N is placed in place of row. And in column major order, M is placed with the column. See, N is placed with the row and M is placed with the column. M is number of rows, is placed with column, and N is number of column which is placed with the row. It is a basic difference between both the formulas. Otherwise, totally same. See the formula? Everything is same except M and N. And then see. Sometime your address of an array they are going to ask, but they are going to change the orientation of array. Orientation means somehow the look of array they are going to change, the presentation of array they are going to change. Normally for us array starts from 0, means 0 0 location, but sometime in question they may change the dimensions. How they are going to change? See, sometimes matrix look like in this format, means array, then the lower row, upper row, lower column, upper column. UR is lower row, LR is lower row, UR is upper row, LC is lower column, UC is upper column. They are going to give us in this format also. Then we have our formula with us, and then we are going to find it out the number of rows and number of columns. Normally they are talking about array, number of rows is 20 and number of column is 50. 20 50 already given, means 20 is row and number of rows, and 50 is number of columns. But means directly we are having m and n. The value of m is 20 and value of n is 50. Directly we are having. But sometimes they are going to change the orientation. The look wise of array they are going to change. They are going to have some values which is placed in this format. Means lower row, upper row, lower column, upper column is given in this format. Then you have to find it out the number of rows, then the number of columns with the help of formula. UR minus LR plus 1 means you are going to find it out number of rows, means M, and UC minus LC plus 1 means upper column minus lower column plus 1 means you are finding out number of columns. And all these things are new for you all. When you are going with the question, when you are practicing it, then you are able to understand. Otherwise sometimes it seems like you are not able to understand all these things what is going on. But when you are going to practice it, you have to write all these things in your copy as notes, then you are going to practice it. See, I'm talking about the example of double dimensional array. With the example you are going to understand what I'm talking and how we are going to do that. See the question. Each element of an array name is data, which contain number of rows, means 20 rows, 50 columns. M is 20, N is 50. From the question onwards, you have to pick the element what we are having in our formula. You have to start picking it. Acquires 4 byte of storage, means our W is 4. Base address of data is 2000, means our B is 2000. Determine the location of data 1012, means you have to find the address of 1012, means I and J is I is 10, J is 12. When the array is stored as row major order, means you have to put the formula of row major order. In this way you have to find it out what is given in a question. And R0 and C0 is not specified, that's why by default it is 0. Our first location of array always starts from 0, that's why R0 C0 both are 0 0. And then we have row wise order formula where we are placing n and we are having n is equals to 50. We have to put all these values in our formula and then we have to find it out. And I know you all know the math, how we are going to put the values, how we are going to find it out. And see, I'm getting 4048. In this way you have to calculate the elements. And see, I'm moving. In this second example, see, few things were changed. The orientation is changed of array, orientation is changed. Now see what we have to find it out. Now we have to find it out base. What we have? We don't know base. We have to find it out. In this, orientation is changed. Array contain double dimension, means array is double dimensional array, and we have to find it out. Element is of double type, means width is 8. We have to find base, that's why we are having question mark. But now we are having address of A to 12, means I is 2, J is 12, 2, 12. R0 and C0 is specified now. See, R0 and C0 is specified now. But what is not specified, what is not given, that is M and N. We have to find the value of M, we have to find value of N. But see, in this formula, N is not required. It doesn't require that you have to find the value of N. I am telling you because first time you are going through all these things, that's why how we are going to find N, I am telling you with this example only. M is number of rows, and the formula of number of row is upper row minus lower row plus 1. Upper row is 20, lower row is 15. 20 minus 15 plus 1. That's why we are getting 36. And see, N is upper column minus lower column plus 1. Upper column is 45, lower column is 20. 45 minus 20 plus 1. See, we are getting 26. And see, I'm placing all these values what we are having in the formula. See, I'm not having base address, that's why I've written BBB. But I am having address of 812, that's why I'm placing 3000 in place of 812. And then I am placing each and everything, and now I am getting the value of B is 560. And in this way you have to find it out each and everything. Your main focus is what is present, what is given in your question. You have to find that one. If it is possible to find the correct value, then you are getting correct answer. If you are not able to find the correct values, what is given in the question, then you are not able to answer it properly. See, some assignment I had given. Do it in your copy and tell me the answer in the comment section. And so many different question is going to be created, and you have to focus on the formula, what we have to place in the formula, what is not given, what we have to find it out. If we have to find a particular value, then other things should be given in the question only, otherwise question is wrong. You have to read these questions, you have to solve these questions, solve it and give your answer in your comment section. And if you are not able to understand anything, do ask from me. And if you are able to understand, like this video,